It's more than 6 decades since these veterans last set foot on Korean soil. This time they arrived by air at Incheon Airport in Seoul, a far cry from the 6-week journey they'd made by sea 60 years ago. Now all in their late 80s, this was the start of an emotional trip down memory lane. All were returning to Korea for the first time to commemorate the role they had played in what has become known as the Forgotten War. In the space of a week, the veterans travelled from the capital Seoul through the hills and valleys where they had faced the might of the Chinese army to the demilitarised zone which now separates the south from communist North Korea, remembering the falling and marvelling at the changes in the landscape.
After 60-some years, it's tremendous. This is tremendous compared to where it was when we left it.
It means a lot to come back to see what the Korean people have done with the country. When we left, it was like a garbage dump, but now it's remarkable. It's amazing what they've done with it.
Everywhere the old soldiers went, they were greeted as heroes.
It's really striking, and all the time that I've been here, seeing when veterans come back, the warmth of the reception that they get from the Korean people, and not just older Koreans, it's from younger people as well. It's absolutely genuine. They really do appreciate the contribution and the sacrifice that was made for them.
At the small town of Kapion, they stood shoulder to shoulder with American and Commonwealth veterans who had fought alongside them, reflecting on a war which had taken them far from home and cost the lives of more British servicemen in 3 years than the Falklands, Iraq and Afghanistan combined.
All the friends, no, not one in particular, but every one of them. They're all young men who never made it. Very, very sad.
Every soldier who was killed during the Korean War is commemorated in the port city of Busan at the UN cemetery, the only one of its kind in the world. It honours soldiers from 16 countries who lost their lives between 1950 and 53. And this is the cemetery where the 157 members of the Royal Ulster Rifles who were killed in one night during the Battle of Happy Valley are buried. And laying across at her father's grave was Elizabeth Farrell, who was just 7 years old when he was killed.
It's closure for me, because I never dreamt in the wildest dreams that I'd ever be standing on foot on the soil of the Korea.
In the shadow of what has come to be known as Gloucester Hill stands the memorial to the British 29th Infantry Brigade, who held key sections of the front line against the communist attack at Imjin River, where the Gloucester Regiment was all but wiped out.
You always thought among the battalion and other people that they reckon these Chinese and North Korean people were on drugs. They had them drugged up because the way they were just surging as they were falling, getting shot, the more were coming, sort of thing, you know.
There was much to be remembered and plenty of time to reflect for the returning veterans. Fiona Weir, Forces News in South Korea.